Welcome everybody to the two-man power trip, the Black Man's Thought and the Nerd Lifestyle. I'm Nicholas, Mr. Go with the Flow.
And I'm the man with the plan, Maurice.
And we're back with another edition of the Blerd By Nature Podcast. What's up, what's up?
What's good? Anime podcast number 202.
You already know we back in the building. What's up? Yo, co-host. Let's go straight into vibe, guys. So
all right, let's go.
About our weekend events. So yeah, stepping into vibe, guys. This weekend, the crew on the pirate ship for sure. Because we was out with the captain. We was went on a certain adventure. Shout outs to DC. Shout outs to the National Museum of African American Culture and History and everything. So we boarded up on Saturday. We went off trip. We went out with my church. And we hopped on the bus on a super rainy Saturday. Rainy over here. I think it was like super rainy the entire right.
Yeah, it was. It was a complete washout. The water, the rivers, they were here.
Yeah, because it was flooding all over the block. It was bad around here, but at least we got out. And when we got out, DC was bright and shiny for sure. So we left out early in the morning around like 6, and we did our traveling, bus travel, stuff like that. How you felt about the travel was?
Not travel wise, the trip was fine.
Yeah,
the bus wasn't cramped, so it was comfortable.
Oh, you was blessed because you was the only spot that probably had the free seat.
Yeah, I noticed that. I was like, oh, anybody here? Okay.
That's it.
But yeah, the trip itself was a comfortable trip.
Yeah, so we all traveled out. They kept us well fed with the donut, the coffee coming around, and the snacks and whatnot. And then we made our stop at the bus station. You remember the name of the first one? The one that we thought the
Cheapskate?
Was? Yeah, the Cheapskate. So we was at Cheapskate. We was getting a little brekkie, got that breakfast. Then we loaded up. We went on our way and we hit directly DC. Before we know it, we was blink. Even though we left ideally kind of late, we got there pretty much on time.
Yeah, the fact that we really didn't hit any bad traffic was a great thing.
All. It was straight sliding through and stuff like that. I don't know if that's weather or what time we left, but it worked out just fine and we got there.
Yep.
And then when we got there, we did they gave us our stuff, and then we all kind of divided the duo amongst our time. We made the most of our time. We definitely hit everything.
Yeah, we really did. Yeah, we hit every floor. We went to every area.
Yep. Yeah, we literally went through all the timelines and history beats from music to cultural to history to dark events to light events to all things around.
Yeah, the museum itself was quite a sight.
Yeah, man. Just like I remembered it from before with little additional stuff. I was happy that we got to hit the Afrofuturist stuff because that was definitely the one thing that we did last time in setting up, and then going through the history books all the way back from like going through like 1800s and up from that one second towards the bottom. That's what I couldn't have gotten into last time because there was like a super long line. This time around they had it so organized that everybody could just go now. So that's definitely a change of the time for sure.
Yeah, so all the stuff we saw in there was it was a lot of interesting stuff. It was a lot of new stuff that we saw in there.
Yep. And everything was interactive. And I mean, this is the first time, like, with so much time we was working things out. We got a hands-on experience with everything. Even that going through the Green Book trip through the South and stuff like that. I didn't even get the chance last time. The line was super long for that too.
Oh, really? Because yeah, we pretty much got to everything interactive that was there, which was great. I didn't know that wasn't the dorm. Shoot.
Yeah. No, because I mean, think about it. Everybody who wants to try out there probably wants to go through the whole adventure, go through the book, and honestly, that's like what a solid if you poking through everything, that's like a solid 10-20 minutes.
Yeah.
For each individual. So I guess around that time we hit it great because by the time we went over there, the other family that was there was just getting up.
Yep.
So we went through that. We went through the one that was going through like stuff like the fridge, that weird fridge that we saw.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the little box.
Yeah.
And then we went to the house, which I had to duck into many times.
Yep. We went through the house. We went through the visual art stuff where you couldn't step on the black line, so we was all kind of making sure we was doing the super secret agent. Trying to walk through there. I was there looking at everybody's feet. I was like, oh shit,
right?
We're gonna accidentally touch the shit.
I was over there watching the security lady. She's like, yeah, I'm watching you.
Bro, that security lady, she cut off that one path and we was all standing there like we was stupid. We was like, we did had to to ask her, can
Yep.
we go? Even the sign said, "Is the way to go out," and she had it barred off. And we looked at her. We was like, "Can we go?" And she was like, "It says go." I'm like, "You got it barred off."
I was like, you know what? You got the tarp here. You got the whole thing blocked off. I'm like, man, what you doing? Can we leave?
I'm like, it says go out here, but like you got it barred off, and this is the place where they say you could trigger off shit, and I'm like, we're not trying to touch nothing. Like,
Exactly.
like come on.
You're not about to have me be a part of the museum.
Oh yeah, because that's guaranteed. I'm pretty sure. I feel like some of them paintings was the people who touched the black lines. That's why they was warning there. They put a little extra magic in that bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. It was a whole bunch of stuff, but between that and then we were slowly making our rounds. Even though when we started to make our rounds, there was a good seating placement everywhere, so we could sit down for a few minutes. Whether it was around the Olympics and Black History and seeing all the sports, and finding the section where baseball was at, so we could take a seat there. Or when we was walking further down the pathways, and it was giving a little history story and stuff like that, and we were sitting down enjoying that. But then around the time we hit like the TV and music industry, we was enjoying ourselves quite a bit.
Oh yeah, we definitely have fun in that section. Me and the captain, yo.
Yeah, man. We was hitting up that music spot. We was setting off the playlists. We saw all the classic outfits and stuff like that. Stuff was looking real nice in that museum, man.
Yeah, for us, all the fits we might have to pull off at some point.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's tremendous. So yeah, we was going around. We was enjoying the musical set. Then around the ways where we hit the history book, the early history editions and stuff like that, coming over to America in general.
Mm-hmm.
When we was hitting those history books, we went around, and then they had that legit segregated ass train that we took the video in.
Yeah, train car. I was like, man, look at this shit.
Where we went through that, and we saw the history of how far back we was when we had to go like 3 carts all the way in the back. Bathroom was extra small.
Extra small, yo.
Seats was broken and stuff like that. He had the old time stuff over the radio talking about get to the back, shit like that. Like,
wow, this was rough. Yo, I felt the way in that train car.
Shit was wild. Shit was wild on that train car. Shit was wild looking through that history and stuff like that. I like how the early parts of the history that take through like the slave trade and some of the atrocious shit that like talking about this one of the quotes was like, I know slavery and using human is wrong, but like the benefits is tremendous. I was like, oh,
bruh.
that shit had me in a tizzy, man.
Yeah, when I heard, bro,
I passed by that white woman's quote and I almost blew a gasket. But like they knew the ambiance to put that shit in, because it's that whole section is all around like super dark. Like,
yep.
You get the vibes the second you walk into that area, and then like slowly as you start to like travel around, it starts to get lighter and stuff.
Yeah, while we was in that area, I was like, you know what?
Yep. So it was making our rounds around there. It was all good until we about hit the food court. By the time we hit the food court, it was towards like the later of the day, I guess.
Yeah, it was towards the end of the day. So
yeah, because by the time we got our shit and we sat down, they was closing off lights and shit.
Yeah, they was like, bruh, gotta go.
We definitely maximized our time like that, because like right after we finished that and we hit Afrofuturism and stuff like that, we had the vibes there, and then we got hungry and we went in there. That was like the last bit. We was getting the scrums of the food that was left, and then after we finished that, they was definitely cutting lights.
I will say that mac and cheese slapped.
Yeah. Well, and that's something to say, because that was like the last bits of it.
Yeah, the mac and cheese slap. My slice of cake slap. Sorry, Captain.
Damn, put you on the list for that.
And dumb air quotes non-alcoholic drinks.
Yeah, I was about to talk about that right there. They put the peach lemonade right beside what they said was the non-alcoholic drinks. Nah, bro, it was the end of the day. They dropped all the alcohol in that bitch. That shit was wine drunk.
I think they were missing a non.
Boy, yeah, they was definitely missing the non. It was all alcohol. Yo, we was sitting down, and after the first sip, I was like, oh, nope. We had people coming to us, talking to us, stuff like that, and I was like, yo, they Schmitz too. Probably a whole bunch of people that got to that Capri Sun that didn't even know it was what it was.
Yeah, me and the lady at the getting the mac and cheese and stuff, we had a hilarious conversation. I was just cracking up thinking about it.
Damn, that's great. Never pull up and you could just shoot the breeze and stuff like that, man.
Yeah, yo.
That was good. But we was all there chilling. We was getting toasted. After we enjoyed that, we got ourselves back. We hit the gift shop and stuff like that. You know, as usual, gift shop was super overpriced with a whole bunch of stuff. I got me a magnet. so that was the Mac. And then after that, we pretty much headed towards the bus. Everybody out there was getting a bit of the ice cream and stuff like that was around. Even though a lot of the ice cream was type sus, because they was talking about a whole bunch of people had like some expired ice cream out there.
Yeah, I'm like, listen.
Like, oh hell no! What
Yeah,
are you doing in DC?
Listen, now that DC ice cream, I'm not sure. Listen, it ain't up to the Mr. Stuffy standards. The trucks was looking kind of sus. I was like,
funny.
I was like, the music wasn't right. I was like, nah, I'm not messing with you.
They had some bummy remix. Like, I don't know. DC, you got to get your local ice cream and soft serve, shit together. Because I don't know what the hell went on.
Yeah, I was like, I looked at them. I was like,
especially when you serving this shit near capitals and whatnot, bro.
Yeah, for real.
Like, y'all was by big landmarks. Y'all out here selling expired shit. Y'all trying to get niggas sick.
Right. I was like, ooh. And I was like, what? I was like, wow. I was like, nah. I'm glad we ain't getting up with that.
Right, so after that, we got back on the bus. It's playing the movies. Everybody was chilling or sleeping and stuff like that. Then we hit the next spot. Do you know the name of the second spot?
That I do not remember.
Yeah.
Why they kicked it at that point.
I don't know. I think it was like a Joe Biden Center or something.
It was something.
I don't know. It was some some gas station. Like, stopped there, got our eats, we was chilling, and then by the time we hit back, but it was crazy because we was gone the entire day. We came back and we came back ideally around like 10 p.m., which we all pretty much figured. By the time we got back, it was still raining.
Yep.
I was like, damn, son, it's really an all-day type shit. Because by the time we got off the bus, I was taking you back. It was still drizzling.
Yep, it sure was.
And that shit was something else. But overall, y'all, the trip was great. So I'm happy everybody got to enjoy themselves. You had it out.
Yeah, I had fun on that trip. I really did.
I was the rest of you.
The rest of my weekend was good. Like I said, Sunday I just chilled and recovered.
Yeah, bro, it was so fucking rainy.
Yeah, crazy. I was like, I don't feel like doing that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna stay here.
I could hear it like outside the on the sky roof and everything. Everything was going off.
Yep.
Like every time I heard something more, I was like, and then it started to pick up and then slow down and pick up again. I'm like, yeah, there's no point in going out.
Yeah, because I was planning on going out on that Sunday, but I was like, you know what? Nah.
Yeah, and then plus it's by the time I left out like that Monday, I was like, I still surveyed and like I was like, it is still like draining wet everywhere. Like the everything hasn't washed off or gone into the drain pipes yet, so I know it was bad.
Yeah, listen, it was here my drain pipe in the, I guess there's a window in the living room. In the drain pipe is back there, and I guess the thing must be clogged because it always sounds like it's raining harder than what it is there. Yeah. So I always gotta come check to the front to see what's really going on because it sounds like rivers and waterfalls back there.
Definitely.
And then I come back here, it ain't doing nothing.
Shit, that shit acting right.
Mm-hmm.
That's how was the work week?
Annoying.
Uh-oh.
On and off. Monday was cool. Tuesday was Wednesday was a mix. Today they was just getting on my nerves.
Damn, son. I mean, at least the adventure towards the end of the night playing D&D with Peter was a highlight.
Yeah, no, that was interesting.
Yeah, that was pretty fun. Like I said, that was my first time playing any D&D like stuff and coming up with creative stuff, figure maneuver stuff like that. I watched YouTubes on it and stuff like that, so I've learned, seen where he got his ideas. It was just when he sent us that Excel spreadsheet and stuff like that. I was like, oh shit, what is this?
Yeah. For real, that cam got one more time.
It's between you and then it's between me and Keepy Keep or the niggas in many robes, pretty much.
Right, for real.
We gonna get in the thick of that shit next week for sure.
For real.
It's Peter week next week. It's between that and then his episode too.
Oh, that's right.
So we're going back to back.
Okay.
Yep. So my work week was I'm starting to more have this shit down to me when it like I know there's a lot of drama going outside when it comes to like registration, and I think I don't know if somebody's on administrative leave or something like that. I'm so divided from like the section that I'm in the area where the section's going on, but since I'm still with the other supervisor, I'm so divided from the actual T, and I just stay in my office doing my shit. So like a lot of shit is happening around me, but I don't know what's exactly going on. I know one person's out, but I don't know if they're out indefinitely or because we have like one rule. Like there was 2 people in registration that's at the back, and one person has been out all this week, but I don't know if he's on vacation or it's administrative leave. Because like the way how they've been talking, it sounds like he's been out. Like there was like, you should move your stuff to that printer over there because that's free, and I'm like, they're moving stuff in that room. So I don't know if that person's gone or out on leave or like I don't know what's going on, and they're like talking about like switching matching between the people from the booth because now they have more people in the booth. Like it's a whole bunch of shit going on around me, but because I stay in my office and do my shit and not bother anybody on the outside, it's like, and then I got many shit that's going back and forth. So I'm handling my own shit.
One of these days, I just want to see you. I just want to be like a bug on the wall and see you in your office and see what's going on.
Sure. I mean, I like legit. It's funny because now you were there. You finally actually saw the location.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you'll see my broom closet with no windows.
You said broom closet? No.
That's
Okay.
much it is.
Listen, I will say when I worked for Sloan Kettering,
yeah,
they had us in a room like that. Like, so the room was big, but the room had no windows, so I could not tell the passage of time. Yeah. I hated it.
Like, if it wasn't for the free access to the Wi-Fi on my two phones, man, I would have lost my mind because I be finishing my work and then after that, I be catching up on my shows, my animes, my YouTubes, my podcasts, everything. So that's why I barely they don't be seeing me for like 3-4 hours. They be wondering if I'm breathing or not. I be chilling in there having the best time.
Bro, I'll tell you now, for me, it was just so disoriented because when I would go outside for lunch, it just be like, oh, it's actually still afternoon.
Oh, no, I get that. I understand because at sometimes I be like, I'm going to get whatever weather I'm going to get because I be out in the morning. I see that shit. Then I come out for lunch because I got to walk home and shit like that. And in that time, I'm like, oh, okay, I see what the weather is here. And then out in the afternoon, I come out and I be like, all right, should I have brought my umbrella or like what's going on?
For real, bro. Like,
it's a hodgepodge. Like I be looking at the weather on the phone and shit like that, but that shit don't correlate neither. So I don't know. I sometimes I definitely do miss my other office where I could look behind me and I could see at least the weather when shit going crazy. I could hear an indication of what the hell I'm ready for.
So that's a requirement for any place I go.
I get it.
I need a window or to see something.
My requirement is at least free Wi-Fi and a locked door. Then y'all ain't gonna bother me. Y'all can knock on my door. Y'all can't grab. I don't like shit where because the door's behind me. That's how much of a broom closet is. I'm so stuck. Like if I don't close the door, I can't move. So the door is behind me. That's why I always keep my shit locked because I always hear niggas knock and they grab at the door handle and try to open my shit. I'm like, nah, that's not gonna happen. I got my shit locked for a reason. I'm gonna pop up like a fucking ghost on my back. Nah.
Oh yeah, because especially if they behind you, you can't see them. Oh nah, yeah.
If I don't close my door, I don't move and I don't see. I just have people pulling up behind me, and that's not no.
Yeah, because you don't know what's going on.
Exactly.
Yeah, I like that.
Exactly. No. So I just when I pop, I'm usually the first one in that section in the morning. I turn on the copy printer. I cut on the lights. I go in my room and lock the door, and I call it a day. I'm starting my shit. So yeah, this week been pretty chill for the most part. So I hope that energy stays tomorrow. We having our monthly meeting tomorrow. So I guess whatever tea comes.
Did y'all ever get your bonus?
So we put in for the. You know what that reminds me? You said that at the right time because we put in our I think this is gonna be our third round for the recovery COVID bonus because we put that in a couple weeks ago. I don't know when's the next time it's getting processed. We put it in for a couple weeks ago, so I don't know if it's gonna be this paycheck, the next paycheck, whichever. But I know another bonus is supposed to be coming. Sure.
Okay.
Thanks for reminding me on that because I complete. Once I put that shit in, once the money comes in, the money comes in. That's my mindset right there. That shit got put up.
Okay.
All right. So so we going off that, and then we getting into the off the cuff discussion. And this is a big one because this one I wanted to talk to you about.
Okay.
This is getting like big traction, big news now. I wanted to talk about the WGA writer strike going on.
Oh yeah, let's talk about it.
So going into the notes that I've taken down so far. So this is a strike that's happened between the writers because the contract between Motion Pictures and I think Alliance Theaters, their contract has expired. So what has happened in these and since the last one, because I think the last writer strike happened in 2007, so ideally it's been like 50 years. What's ideally the main
you know what? Yeah, that sounds about right. Because I remember, and the only reason I remember this is I believe the last one happened when I was watching the 4400 the first go around.
Yep. That, and it's ironic because I think the last writer strike, I remember the big talk about it was happening around Transformers. Like the Transformers movie was coming out, and now this year it's happening again, and there's another Transformers movie coming out. I just like the synergy of that. All right, but the basis of this stuff is it's gone because of obvious. What really stems on everything: low wages, more work. Many projects are on pause. Big companies are set. So there's a big, like, right before I think they said they started the strike officially on May 2nd, 12 a.m. straight off the bat. And what's happening is that before the strike started, there was a negotiation between these big budget, movies trends and all this stuff, and they had laid out their terms and agreements, and big companies are having the audacity to say no. Now, what's the breakdown on this is, it's because all the work that has come with streaming. Streaming has happened, and a lot of people are being forced for a lot more work, and they're being stressed out about stuff. I've been taking like information from videos that TikTok has described a couple of things. They've talked about mini writing room, which is basically where big studios save on money by them hiring like big famous writers, and this leaves off like writers for the future, or people who get, like, how you get jobs and stuff like that nowadays. They always ask for, like, you have to have this amount of experience, but you can't get experience because nobody wants to hire you. So this is kind of one of those things where big companies want the best of the best writers, but instead of them taking their budget to pay for like numerous writers, they have something called a mini writers room, where they get the top writers, but instead of getting like 10 of the top writers, they end up having like 3 of the top writers with the workload of amount of 10 of major writers. So they put a lot of stress. They're not paying them as much, and that's becoming like a heavy thing. So they're arguing against that. They're arguing for more money. They're arguing for respect and autonomy. So this goes along with, and we've been discussing this for a while, this is going along with AI. So one of the things that popped out big in their discussion, and a lot of people are pointing out, is in their argument against big companies, they want to make sure that their autonomy is freed up from AI. So if they leave the company, they don't submit all their work into a big AI generated system to make that shit more prominent. And the responses from big company they said no, but what they can do is teach you the technology of the future. They will teach you the job that you will lose from this robot.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, nope. They want protection over that. They want a more understanding of deadlines, because a lot of these companies and a lot of these streaming sites just drop deadlines on them. That's why we have half-ass shows as we do on these streaming sites, where they just don't make no sense. I think they said the issue back in like 2007, I think it was like a 007 movie. I think it's Quantum of Solace. And they were talking about the issue with that movie was that they had everything written out, and the movie was good overall, but the ending kind of abruptly just happens, and it happened like during the writer's strike. So what happened was, towards the end of that movie, when they was writing it, coming together, stuff like that, they never had a finish for that movie because of the writer's strike. So what happened was they kind of just dropped the movie. Like, they dropped it and they never came up with an ending. They had a half-assed ending. So if you ever watch that movie and think, yo, this shit's getting good, and then why it just drops at the end, is because of the writer's strike.
I can understand that, because
yeah, so apparently, so far right now, some of the names of the shows that it's affecting currently is, so Cobra Kai, the final season, that's definitely getting
heard about that
right now. Abbott season 3, that's getting messed over. Power, I think Book 3, Raising Kanan, that's definitely getting affected right now. And all the live TV stuff, SNL is on pause, and the live shows with all people like Jimmy Fallon or Tonight Show, all that stuff's all paused. They've had, when I wrote down this news originally, they just had started the picket line in New York, but they're now like doing picket lines all over the country. Like, every time I wake up, I see new stuff. We follow the WGA on Twitter to see all the news that comes out. There's more celebrities popping up with the picket line and stuff like that, which makes sense because all these actors can't do their job without writers and stuff like that. There's match. I saw some fucked up shit that said.
Honestly, I think you just touched on it. That's the big thing, is what they're probably referring to respect. The actors, they understand that.
Yeah,
it's the companies.
They can't work until they have writers.
It's the companies that know. The actors understand. If you could be the best actor in the world, but if you have a bad script, it's gonna be bad no matter how much you try to shake it.
What was
So
it? I think I heard the some of the examples of some of the fucked up thing is there was a show. I don't know if you ever saw the show The Bear on Hulu or something like that. It was about like a small. Okay, so it's a show about like a small kitchen like being overworked in like New York and stuff like that. New York, hotbed and stuff like that. But it's like a family-owned shop and stuff like that. It won major acclaims. It was so good on the way how they detailed and worked the living wage of a small sandwich shop trying to go through like different lives of trying to go through automation and stuff like that. It was such a good show. But the guy who's head up of the show and stuff like that, the head writer, when he dropped and submitted this show, he was basically on his last dime, and as he was accepting the major award for the show, he was on his last dime to the point that he had to buy his bow tie on layaway. Like he had to put all his credit, he had to buy his shit through credit card, and that was like his last dime. So he went there to accept the major award on like a bow tie on layaway. He could barely pay his rent. There's mad writers that's doing these $1 billion series that's making a ton of money that can't make ends meet. They can barely pay their rent. They can barely pay like groceries, living wages going up and shit like that. And all these bigwigs, they get like billions and trillions of dollars and shit like that. And it's like, if you can cut some of their money that won't really hurt them in the long run and give it to these employees and shit like that, it's like the math ain't math when it comes to these people. They're telling them no, they're telling them no respect and shit like that. Like, they need these writers. And the crazy shit is, I saw some news today that they said because of this strike, there's a lot of companies that are looking into AI now to more do that shit. And I'm like, y'all fucking with the wrong things. Y'all don't want these scripts. Y'all don't want these AI scripts. Y'all don't want to do this for these shows.
Nope. Like I said, like I was going like back to what I was saying initially. Yeah, the actors, they understand because they've had good scripts and they've had bad scripts. They understand if your source material is crap, no matter how good an actor you are, crap is crap.
Yeah. And the worst part about it is it doesn't just affect like stuff that they've already had written and shit like that. They're like there's $1 million series going on right now that are still filming with no post production, no writing team, no writing shit like on the field. Like they already writ the original scripts, but like everybody says over Twitter, nothing is fully finished until the project is completely done. Like there's rewrites that happen on TV sets and everything that changes. Stuff flow like water. So if you're gonna go on without like every writer on the field and shit like that could go left real fast.
Yeah, because even as you're going through a project, it's not static. It ebbs and flows. You take feedback, you make changes. Maybe something happened where now this character is a problem or it has to be tweaked and stuff like that. It's not like, hi, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, so I don't know. Between that and them using AIs, I love how this conversation of AI, like around December, we was talking about how it was like the photo generator and shit like that, where it was a big thing, and it was just people having fun. Now we've hit like May, and this shit has moved so fast. From people using AI on TikTok, which scares me the most, where they have like different musical artists singing like covers and stuff like that, and they can just tweak it through AI. That shit bugs me the most, because you just taking people's voices and doing anything with them. That one was my switch where I was like, oh no, this is getting really ridiculous, and it's happening so fast to like people having like AI generated like when it comes to animation and then AI generated scripts and all this shit. It's like I see AI said so many fucking times, and I'm like, damn, this shit is fluent within like 5 months like crazy.
It's like I like the concept of AI, but it does have problems with application.
Yeah, and not just the application, within the rights of people that they are just using and massively just stealing from.
Yeah, it's a conversation that needs to be had.
It's not only a conversation that needs to be had. This shit needs to get regulated fast. The way how this shit is going.
That's the conversation that needs to be had. What needs to be done?
Yeah,
because like you said, there are inherent. There's goods to it, but there's a lot of bad to it that has to be addressed.
Yep, and it's happening so fast that shit is moving away from regulation, and just everybody's getting this shit snatched up ridiculous.
Yeah, and it's been like that with every time a new technology comes around. So this is just time to have that conversation or begin those conversations and start talking about, okay, what is the implication of this and how do we move forward with this based on what we currently have and what it's going to look like in the future.
I just think it's crazy that the mere fact that we're like 6 months into this stuff, and then there's studios that like this technology hasn't even been perfected or even like shimmied that well, but they're ready to replace whole people in a creative landscape with AI right off the bat. That's the most uncreative shit. Like that's crazy how they want to move that fast. And then their answer to it is like, we're gonna teach you the technology so it can replace you. Like that's wild already.
Corporations and businesses has always been like that. This ain't the first go around.
So what's your thoughts in general about the strike?
About the strike itself, it was gonna happen. The writers have a valid point.
Yeah.
Like
right off the bat, just know Blerd By Nature stands with the writers because that makes more sense than ever. We cover TV shows and shit like that. If TV shows are not good, we gonna tell y'all.
Yeah, in terms of just the writers themselves, yeah, writing is hard and not easy.
Shocker, being creative is hard.
But it's one of those behind the scene things that you don't see.
Yeah, or like, appreciate.
Yeah, because you'll see the actors portraying the writing and the roles and stuff like that, but you don't actually really hear too much about people that actually write this stuff and what their process is and what they go to do it. You hear about the actor side all the time, but you really hear about the writer side.
Yeah, I feel like now more than ever, it's a little bit more prevalent because we have stuff like podcasts after series, or we have those mini after shows that streaming like add along the side, so you can see like the direct face, you see the writer, you see people talking about their process of how to make it better. Because I know from before, you could just see a show, you see names and shit like that, you like, okay, then you see like executive producer, and that's probably as far as that shit ever goes. You don't hear about how the show was made or something like that. You don't follow up unless you get like DVDs and shit like that. So it's like stuff like that.
Yeah, but all of that has been fairly recent with that, like I guess I want to say the last decade or so. So
added content.
Yeah, but yeah, like I said, they put in the work. Yeah. They should be able to at least have a living wage for what they do.
That's what I'm saying. Compensation need to be right. Or a lot of people are just arguing for like living wage and not to get their shit stolen. Like
exactly.
Know.
I'm like y'all are making the money, so y'all shift the money so that everyone has a living wage.
On top of that, this is the wildest shit because these were writers during the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
like these are people who took their lives to make sure we had new content and shit. And then the craziest part is during that time, the streamers and the people who was making money hand over fist. So they was making more money they could ever see while people was in the greatest depression, recession, and everything. So you didn't think, cut the cheddar, my nigga.
Yeah, not for I agree with that. Like I said, they have to find. They can find a way to distribute. They can find a middle ground for everybody, where everybody should be able to at least live a decent wage.
Y'all wanna like they said before. The last one lasted 100 days and it cost California $2 billion. Y'all really want to run this? You want to run this again? We have way more shows, way more shit. Y'all got backlogs and stuff like that. But how's that going to work towards the fall season? How's that going to work past the fall season and going forward into 2024? That's going to end up fucking up shit. And niggas who enjoy their shows, they better think twice. You're not gonna see your new shows for a long while.
Yeah, anytime that happens, if it basically S with California. So.
Oh yeah. Yep. All right, so that was a little off the cuff discussions on that big topic that's going run around, and we're gonna keep our eyes to the news and how that's follow. So going into nerd and reboot news all around, and I mean writer stuff is gonna affect some of this stuff as well. So I didn't catch this last week before we started, but like right around we started last week's episode, they had announced that they were doing a Dodgeball 2 movie. So they
really?
They getting Vince Vaughn and Ben Stiller back for, I don't know what the story is. Obviously they're gonna need writers for that, so I don't know what they're cooking up with that, but they got Dodgeball 2 coming. They made the announcement that all the old cast is coming back for that. They cooked that. So last week I had seen the movie Renfield, but like by this week, this is how fast streaming shit be happening. So like this movie came out like 2 weeks ago in the theaters, but I didn't realize it was gonna come on streaming this week. So like I saw it last week in the theaters, and now it's already on streaming in HD this week, so it's already out online. But regardless, that movie, Nicolas Cage is a vampire. That shit was money. My son Nicolas Cage is still charismatic. He's a wild actor as hell. Him playing Dracula was fun. So my Renfield review is, if you need a kooky ass movie about vampires and shit like that, and you want to see Nicolas Cage out here, Renfield is definitely a movie to watch and enjoy.
Oh, okay.
Yep. On the next spot, we got they announced the sequel to Chicken Run. They got a new Chicken Run movie coming on Netflix.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I was like, Chicken Run. Damn.
Chicken Run. Yeah, wow.
That's my time of like early earliest cinema that I can remember going to like the theaters to go see a movie and shit like that. Chicken Run goes all the way back. That's that Wallace and Gromit animation type. So they got that. I sent you this information earlier, but Oda had come out and he said that the live action One Piece ain't dropping until he like it. It's supposed to drop sometime this year, as they announced 2023. But like as it stands, Oda gonna continue to check it off, and he dropped a whole like 2-part letter and shit like that, like explaining his whole detail, like how in the beginning that different cultures and shit like that was trying to come together, and they was trying to come up with ideas, and they wasn't hitting the mark on exactly what Oda wanted. But eventually, when they went further into it, everything was working on all cylinders. Everybody was connecting up and shit like that. But like they're putting like kind of the finishing touches on shit right now. But like they said, this shit not dropping until Oda like the shit. So that gives a positive spin on it more, shit like that. But I don't know, man. But it gives more like they said, this shit not dropping. That's why every time you see more information about this shit, nobody has an official date, because once again, Oda put in his letter, this is his last chance to get this shit in live action, because if he's getting up there in age and he ain't want to do this shit much longer and shit like that. So if this shit don't work out, this shit don't work out. But like Oda saying, this shit's not dropping until he says that shit's okay. He ain't getting the okie doke like Watanabe or Akira Toriyama or none of that shit. So it's got to approved by this nigga for sure.
Yeah, you saw what happened in the past. He's like, oh, nah, what we not going to do is this.
Especially what happened with Watanabe, and after we did the Cowboy Bebop live stuff in general. Like he said, nah, this is the bullshit. This is that bullshit.
Yeah, for real. He like, listen, while I'm still here, y'all not going to pull this okie doke on me.
Oh, fact. So he said this is the last chance. So if this bombs, then we will. This issue will be in the zeitgeist and nobody will speak about it. Yeah, that's approved Oda for that one. On the next docket, we had the Twisted Metal teaser and trailer. So we got that. We got our boy Samoa Joe. He playing Sweet Tooth. So that's gonna be lit. That's gonna be on Peacock. Anthony Mackie is also playing a major star on that. I'm excited for the Twisted Metal series. That shit get crazy. Been playing them games for years. That shit.
Yeah,
that shit
bro.
Nutty.
Sweet Tooth.
I'm trying to see Sweet Tooth hit a muscle buster on a motherfucker.
Yo, see it. Knowing that that's Joe and Sweet Tooth, it's just gonna be so funny to see.
Yeah, Will. I'm sad. I like Will Arnett and his voice for Batman and Lego Batman and a whole bunch of shit. He got a nice voice for voice acting in general, so it would be good. But like, so does Samoa Joe. So I feel like if you had like a killer and you had Joe's body, hell, fuck. I don't know if the mask would have done something as well in modulating his voice as well. But nonetheless, I could have just imagined if Sweet Tooth had Samoa Joe's voice, that shit would have worked well as well. But having Joe's body, oh, that shit works. That shit is so peak, because knowing Sweet Tooth, he was always on the chubby and muscular, so that works so well for Samoa Joe. That casting is peak when it comes to body.
Yeah, for real. I just want to see if somebody gonna get put in the coquina clutch.
Oh, big time. Coquina clutch, get kicked out of nowhere. Like I just want to see all the action scenes with Sweet Tooth and him coming out with the machete. Yo, that shit gonna get crazy. If Peacock really worked that shit, I'm excited for that.
A muscle buster on the ice cream truck.
Fact. Putting somebody through that big clown helmet at the top, yo.
Oh man.
I'm visualized a whole bunch. That shit gonna be fire. So we gonna keep up with that. All right, on the docket, we also got the announcement of the Emmy and award-winning animation studio G Kids that done like Motherfuckers or like mad stuff. They got it's like that shit looks like Studio Ghibli like divided off and made their own company and attached. But G Kids is doing a Afro anime movie, which I am so happy. Afro animation is in its peak era right now. Star Wars is invested in, Disney's invested to it, the animation studios is invested to it, like Ghibli type shit is invested into it. So Afro animations, they coming out with their Afro anime movie called Infinda. I don't know when it's coming out or what they're working on, but that first visual you see out the front, shit looks beautiful. Shit gonna look characterized and shit like that. I'm excited to see a trailer and shit like that. So I'm following up for that. That's great. The next news on the docket, we got this was shit that was getting controversy for various reasons, but we had the creator of Velma comment on the series after all the backlash that came out. And what do you think he said about it?
Wait,
the creator of Velma, about the backlash the series is getting.
I wonder, let me see. Okay, he know what he did.
Oh yeah,
he know what he did. Nah.
But the comment that was out and it went viral, and I saw a lot of people talk about it on Twitter. But the basic person that they said was there's other series that you can watch of Scooby-Doo.
I just felt that this was coming.
I was like,
bruh, that
your series.
I'm like,
bad.
So your series is bad, but you tell some people to go watch something else. You the one that put out the bad series.
I don't do it, bro. He's not apologizing for weak writing, not how bad the jokes was. Like, there's many series of Scooby-Doo. We know that. That's not what you had a chance to do something here and at least make it funny and shit like that. And this shit it was devoted of heart and measures and everything, and everybody was unlikable and shit like that. Like, y'all did that. Y'all had this on the cutting room floor. Y'all had testers and shit like that. Like, shit, this is why Oda not trying to get caught up in no bullshit, because y'all doing shit like this and talking about, yeah, people, like, hell, the nigga who made Dragon Ball Evolutions knew it was bad and he apologized for that. He never said there's more Dragon Ball you could watch. Hell, we know there's more Dragon Ball you could watch. You need to talk about your shit.
Yeah, yo, for real.
Shit, boo-boo.
Yeah, it was crap. It was a crap Scooby-Doo. I'm like,
with no Scooby-Doo on top of that. Talking about
exactly.
Talking about playing Scooby, bitch.
Scooby was like,
y'all not getting my language at all.
Right?
Now you understand when they had a little casting meeting before the show came out. They was talking about the studio ain't gonna let us use Scooby. I was like, yeah. They watched it. That's why. They said, no, this shit's stupid.
Yeah, they're like, nah, we're not gonna co-sign on this.
That was a mess, and the Velma creator should have just shut his mouth at this point. Just should have taken the L and keep it walking, even though they get into season 2, because Max just don't know. Streaming doesn't understand. They just put shit out. They just be like, yeah, we just gonna go with that.
Because right now they're in a race for quantity over quality.
Oh yeah, especially because HBO Max is turning to Max at the end of the month, so they need as much content to justify the move in general. That's why we get in the Gremlins show at the end of the month too.
Yeah, it's content for the sake of content, just to say, oh, we have something to justify these prices that they're trying to push.
But yet they don't want to pay their writers, and you see the snowball effect of all this bullshit.
And that's exactly what we come back to here. Y'all want to charge all less, but you don't want to allocate the funds.
Yep. Speaking of content, especially on the HBO side, so I sent you this earlier, and this had you in a tizzy, but they had announced a Bugs Bunny live and animated half movie.
We ain't doing it. Mm-mm.
They're 100%.
We ain't jacking it.
And they already have imagery out, so enjoy your what was it? Space Jam 2. Bugs Bunny.
Ain't jacking it. Put it in the ground with they that shall not be named.
No, that's definitely not going in the ground.
Oh no! Put it down there.
That's actually going to theaters.
No. No.
What's up, Doc? In live action.
With my picket sign, like no, absolutely not.
He's gonna join the writer's strike.
I'll be out there with. It's gonna be me and Elmer Fudd and the writers. Like nope, we ain't doing it.
Nigga said, what you got on that? What you got on that sign? Bug season.
That's right. You see, he ain't even have rabbit season. He's like, nah, we not jacking this today. No.
That's gonna be something else. That's I can't wait to see that first trailer off that shit. I know you gonna thieving.
Yeah. Go ahead. Nah, I'm just thinking about that. Ooh, nah.
Yep. Speaking of stuff going from the TV screens and the video games to live action, they have just released a movie trailer that had the guy, I think David Uber, I think his name, from Stranger Things. Mm-hmm. They dropped the movie trailer for Gran Turismo, the racing game that used to be all over the PlayStations and stuff like that.
They're making a Gran Turismo movie?
Yeah, they're making a Gran Turismo movie.
Why? We have Fast and the Furious. What we need this
one
for?
is, so from the trailer I seen, it's basically it takes the kids. It's like a movie that takes the kids. I don't know if like it's some millionaire scheme or something like that to revolutionize the raceway or something like that. But they take the kids who are like the highest levels that can play like the actual wheelbase, and they play the video game of Gran Turismo. They're like the best of the best at it. But they're trying to transition them into the real like racing sporting world of that like that. So they're trying to transition the best of the best, and they give them all the training so they can transition to the best racing cars for them to actually like take their skill from the video game to like real life and try and like be the best racers out there to I don't know, man, to test their companies out against the other companies, see if they can like win races. They can manufacture the kids who get the high scores off that and transition that in real world, and that's kind of the basis of the.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's their stuff. They're taking it that ways where, you know, Fast and Furious takes its, you know, superhero.
Okay.
So they're doing that. Also, this I think yesterday they put up an image. They gave us our like first look of the Cape Crusader series of the Batman series that's following up the Batman animated series that's got dropped by HBO but got picked up by Amazon. So they showed us like the first I think it was 3 images and the first look of it so far. I need a more fully scaled like animated rendering of it because right now it looks like blotchy CGI Batman. So I need a more like on the when they want to like release an official image I need to see because right like the image I saw looked like 3D CG. So I
yeah. That's a wait and see. Gotta be a wait and see because
yeah. Especially when it comes to Batman the animated series and stuff like that. And following up on that story, they kind of need to get the animation right.
Are they using AI for the CGI?
If that's gonna be a whole other problem too. Shit, that's another thing. Because I don't know the opt out motive of that or if the person agreed to it. But I'm curious on the voice acting spectrum with AI as well. What if they just start using Kevin Conroy?
Ooh, that's one of those things that I was talking about earlier, where they would have these are conversations that need to be had because it's like now you're taking someone's voice, which is unique to them.
Yeah.
And yeah, these are the legalities and all the other stuff that has to be defined and talked about with regards to this.
That also shuns out the era of a possibility of. I know we all miss, you know, Kevin Conroy and his icon when it comes to that, but this also blocks out another person's blessing of an opportunity of blessing like the new generation with their voice. Like maybe there's somebody out there that is probably like at Kevin's level where he started in in Batman the animated series. He's getting his, you know, breakthrough with this opportunity, and he's not getting that because they just want to use an AI zombie.
True, right? I'm like, AI zombies. Oh boy.
Yeah, see, we're coining terms already. But speaking of stuff on the good, you know, animated spectrum, we have they announced that Spider-Verse 2, like the second Spider-Verse movie, which is a part 1, which a lot of people forget that movie is going to be part 1 of a 2-part movie. That is also going to be the longest major studio animated film. When that drops, I think it's supposed to be like 2 hours and a half. It's the longest animated film ever by a major. So we are in for that shit is plenty of people's hard work, and that shit's got writing top tier, and it's trying to match the first movie and shit like that. And that shit's gonna be lengthy, so we're gonna be in for a hell of a ride when that shit drop next month.
Oh wow.
Yeah. That shit's right on the cusp. That shit drops. That's gonna be great.
Oh yeah, we're in May now. Oh
yeah,
man.
I know. Every time it passed by me, I'm like, oh shit, we're close to summer.
I don't know why I feel like we're still in April. I was like,
yeah,
May.
April flew. Yeah. So following up, we just want to give blessings and happiness to Jamie Foxx because it was a little touch and go this week. We wasn't hearing a lot of news, and then out of like the blue, we heard that Jamie Foxx was still in the hospital after 3 weeks in like major conditions and shit like that. So it's scaring us because I mean we just lost Lance Riddick not too long ago, and that was like a surprise shock because we didn't know anything was going on with him, and then it had announced that he had like heart failure and shit like that. Never know what the fuck be happening to people.
Yeah.
But it just be taken out. But we got like an Instagram confirmation from Jamie Foxx out and stuff like that saying he's good. He's grateful for all the love and stuff like that. There was an outpour of love all over media, you know, wishing Jamie Foxx the best. Foxx is a legend that we don't want to lose. He's 55 right now. We don't want to lose him.
Yeah.
Lance was 60, so I don't know. Shit just be happening.
It's
you
scary.
know, black men don't be growing old sometimes, and that's a damn shame. So we're happy to hear that Jamie Foxx is on the recovery.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, no, like praise Jamie, speedy recovery, because we don't need another L. We don't.
But speaking of a W on another W column, we got the announcement, and this was like long time in the coming. It went from like they had like a GoFundMe to work on this movie and just to build it up and shit like that. If you're a person who likes blaxploitation movies and stuff like that, like Dolomite, and specifically on this cost, it's a movie. I don't know if you've seen it, but this is a big blaxploitation movie that happened in like early 2000s, up like that. But Black Dynamite. What we're having finally after workshopping this with Michael J. White for like the longest time, he's having his basically kind of a sequel of Black Dynamite. It's under like the Black Exploitation, but it's called Outlaw Johnny Black. We finally have a date, a release date of it actually going to theater. Not streaming. It's not like anything like in the comfort of the home. You gotta go out to go see this, and it's dropping September 15th. So I'm hyped about it. The Outlaw Johnny Black. I remember seeing trailers for this movie like for years and thinking that it was never gonna get a release, but to officially finally drop an official trailer with date that's dropping this year. I'm happy for Michael J. White. I'm happy for the Black exploitation movies that is super fun. Black Dynamite is a gem in the community. Everybody loves the show and the movie in general. So I think Outlaw Johnny Black's gonna be a great time. So I'm definitely happy to have it.
Yeah, that movie's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be dead interesting.
Yeah, it's gonna be hilarious. Gems for sure. So we got that, and just like
it's gonna be John Wick falling down the stairs hilarious.
Oh yeah, big time.
Cocaine Bear hilarious.
Big time. Michael J. White and Black Dynamite is always a combo, so Outlaw Johnny Black is definitely gonna work its way forward. So, just like how I annoyed co-host with the Bugs Bunny news, I'm getting annoyed by this other news that they was talking about. AMC doing more Nicole Kidman ads for some fucking reason. I don't know why. They're filming more of this, and I don't know why.
They said, okay, it's time to switch it up.
Switch it up. Get another actor or something like that. But I'm on Nicole Kidman, man.
You want to see her every time before the movie begin.
Man, I went on Twitter and I directly heard that news. And I put up straight up. I was like, why? I ain't got no answer, so nobody's telling me why. So I don't.
Nicole puts butts in seats.
Oh, she don't. It's the movie. It's the movie. Just because you attach it to every movie doesn't mean she brings anybody to the movie. It makes no sense. Am I not here to watch the movie? When we see Guardians next week, are we not here for Guardians?
You sure you're not here for Nicole co-host?
Hell no. So co-host, you paying your money to go see Nicole Kidman then?
Listen, my money was already paid. The co-host was just a bonus, I guess. I know.
Apparently you play every movie adventure we've ever done. You come out to go see Nicole Kidman, man.
I don't know. She was there. You saw her. I saw her, and we watched the movie too.
Yeah, she was there, and the movie, and depending on the movie, it could be either some bullshit or something. Because I'm like,
that's what I'm saying.
We saw her before Shazam, but then we saw her before John Wick, so it could be either way.
Exactly, that's why I said. You said we paid for the movie. I don't know, because the movie goes either way.
Exactly, so I don't know. I mean, we still pay for it regardless. But
exactly.
Nicole Kidman, that's for sure.
Right? Look,
the last time I paid for a movie that had Nicole Kidman in it was what was it, that Viking movie that came out last year.
At least they give you some Nicole Kidman variety, I guess.
Like I feel like this was something cooked up during the pandemic, and I feel like there's no need to continue to go with this. I feel like one day there's gonna be an era without the Nicole Kidman movie setup. We gonna look back on it and we be like, that shit was weird. What y'all paying Nicole Kidman for? She ain't bringing our ass to the movies.
Hey, she might expand. You might see it in Regal. You might see it in the Alamo.
No. What Regal does is actually better. They take the actual TikTokers who actually spend their time on the content of the movies, and they're the people who introduce shit. That's smart. Take the younger generation and pay them. Don't pay fucking actors that have nothing to do with anything. At least you'll be able to see people that you follow. Nicole Kidman is one person. You can see many of your black creators.
Okay, you know what? I can't argue that.
Shit, hell, I'll be
so,
a little less.
So we got to go to Regal now? Is that what you're saying? What we doing?
I already go to Regal. I'm signed up to Regal, so I already go to Regal.
Okay.
When I go see the Knights of the Zodiac movie, I'm going to Regal for that shit.
Yeah, I think the last time we went to Regal was to see I want to say it was the Doctor Strange. Was it Doctor Strange?
Yeah, because we was.
I thought it was the Demon Slayer.
No. I know, because that Demon Slayer was during the pandemic.
Okay,
like we saw Doctor Strange when I was in that hotel last year. Demon Slayer was like 2 years ago.
Didn't we see something in Regal on the 14th? After that, I'm trying to figure out what it was before they closed it down.
Yeah, around that area. I remember when we went to go watch Demon Slayer, because we said them shits got nice ass seats.
Yeah,
we went early that afternoon and shit like that. But I don't remember any other thing that we saw in Regal besides.
I'm gonna pull up my Regal app, see what it was.
After that, next time I remember us in Regal was us getting all them snacks going Doctor Strange.
I'm not gonna hear that. But yeah, the
last time I was in Regal was the last movie I saw when I went to go see Renfield.
Oh, oh, that interesting.
Yeah. So Regal my backup, but sometimes their Tuesday thing be some bullshit because I don't know why. I don't know. See, the comparison between AMC Tuesday and Regal Tuesdays is weird because Regal don't put their discounts on all their movies every Tuesday, but AMC does. So AMC is go let you ride out one way or another, but Regal gonna be like, we pick and choose what movies you get on discount, which is some bullshit.
Yeah, that is some BS.
Yeah, but yeah, back to AMC and this Nicole.
Yep, back to AMC. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Whatever y'all want to film more ads instead of picking other actors or something like that. Because hold on, the one thing Regal does, they have like a commercial before you go into the movies and stuff like that, and it's filled with a whole bunch of unknown people, and then it's filled with some low level actors, and then they got high level actors all in like this big hodgepodge commercial. I'm like, could have done that instead of just Nicole Kidman being by herself. Like talk about we enjoy movies here. I'm like, where's the rest of like Nicole Kidman sitting by herself talking about movies? We enjoy movies here when she's by herself is also
true.
A lot of things about that commercial, y'all spending money is stupid. But whatever, studios like to just spend money for no reason.
They do.
Yeah, but talking about on a better note, talking about better innovations and shit like that. So I saw this hitting the rounds on Twitter. There's a video game coming out called Scarlet Deer Inn, which is a game made, and this is why I like creativity and people being creative. This is a game made with embroidered animation. Somebody's making embroidered stuff, and it's an action adventure side scroller. So somebody like details and embroids the work, and then it gets spun into animation. That is amazing.
So I figured it out. It was Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
You saw it in Regal.
Yeah, that was the last Regal movie I saw.
Oh, okay. Because
I had to think about it. I had to think about it.
I saw it in Regal, but I saw that by myself.
Yeah, I think we both did. That was the last Regal movie I saw. I was like, huh.
Yeah, because that was Oh, you saw it over there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, got you. I saw because that was around the rounds when I was at the hotel as well.
Yep.
Because I was watching movies like that. April was like a movie back to back.
Yeah, because I had to think about it. I was like, huh.
Yeah, but definitely good. Sometimes shout outs to Regal when it's just there. But yeah, this Scarlet Deer in video game, that shit's creative as hell because that shit's get all kinds of big ups because it's in embroidered animation. You know how hard it is to embroid something and then spin that bitch off to animation. Like I like creativity shit like that, and I hope that game gets it up. That's definitely an indie game that deserves its boost. People coming out with creative.
Yeah, for real.
Yep. And the final note for the reboot news. So I saw this on Twitter, and this is something that follows along Powerpuff. So they said original creative Craig McCracken wanted to do a Powerpuff Girls episode where Joker from the Batman the animated version came to Townsville. The mayor would have been so starstruck with a famous villain in town that he wouldn't let the Powerpuff Girls stop him, and WB said no. This was something that was spinning Twitter. So this was a fall idea that fell through. I was like,
what?
How did that fall through? That would have been dope. Why did WB say no to that? Do you not? I think WB never saw what was going on in Powerpuff Girls because they would have worked definitely in the Batman animated series with the amount of blood and beat down them girls be putting down.
Oh man, they could have had them beating up the Joker in Batman costumes. What? That was a missed opportunity.
Yes, but all the crossovers and also the mere fact that the mayor is
Batgirl costumes. They could have made it work.
That too. They could have been the what is it? The trios, the Canary and Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn and shit like that.
Yep. Yo, imagine Joker getting Mojo Jojo.
Oh, 100%. Because he's deserved that because sometimes Batman won't do it. So yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just the mere fact that the story is so good because it says the mayor was so starstruck that he wouldn't let them do it. So that's a legality shit in itself. If they beat up the Joker, they're gonna be in trouble, and the professor's gonna be in trouble too.
Yeah, I can see the bitch. Like, no, girls, leave him alone. Oh my goodness.
That wouldn't even just be a regular episode. That could have been like a special.
Yep.
That could have been just like how they did the movie. That could have been movie animation shit.
Man, they could have let Batman get a hold of Chemical X. Man, we could have had a thing.
We could have had a fucking thing. Me hearing that shit on Twitter, I was like, damn, WB, what? Y'all was fumbling the bag heavy, even animated wise sometimes.
DC down bad.
DC down bad. Even it wasn't even DC bad down 2002. That shit was probably like DC down bad 1999.
Oh man,
shit, they be messing up. But anyways, on the good come up, it's time for the main events. We're going to get into some fun stuff. The main event segment this week, we back on a comfy couch. We seeing a classic. A classic. Shit is just hit Prime. We going to hit it with the Jackie Chan Adventures episode 1 and 2. Let's kick it into the notes.
All right.
Right. So, quick fast fact history. American animated TV series produced by Sony Pictures V, gone from September 2000 to July 2005 with 5 seasons and 95 episodes, all available on Prime right now for Prime customers all around. Played on Kids WB, where I remember super well. Show focused on a fictional story on Jackie Chan going through all kinds of magical shenanigans and craziness. So that's the quick facts on that, and we can step into episode 1, The Dark Hand.
The Dark Hand. Okay. So, we start this episode with Jackie and his cohorts. They're in some kind of temple.
Yeah, they open on a temple or a casket. They
Right.
do archaeology shit.
That's right. And so next thing you know, they're walking. Jackie's like, be careful, telling them where they are, basically. And then Jackie pauses because he sees something on the floor. He sprays some spray. He sees a tripwire. So one of the dudes was like, "Oh yeah, nothing ain't gonna happen. I doubt these traps still work." So Jackie dropped his hat and walk on, bam. Son was like, "All right then."
He was almost squished like a Crash Bandicoot animation.
So the next thing you know, they go forward in the room. Jackie pulls the skull. The door lifts up. He started lighting some tiles, and we see some gold, Scrooge McDuck level gold.
Oh yeah, Scrooge McDuckin' all right, because he instantly told them when they walked in the room, don't touch anything, and niggas started grabbing shit.
Yeah, he's like, there's still probably booby traps here. Don't touch that, and everybody them grab something.
Literally, they just saw the booby trap. You think they ain't gonna secure that gold?
Right. So Jackie does a little flip kick, throws a spear to keep the wall from coming back down. 3 of them get out, but Jackie don't. And now arrows are shooting out from the walls. And Jackie's like, bad day.
Yeah, we get our first bad day.
And it really was. Them arrows coming at him. He went and grabbed the shield. He's deflecting the arrows with the shield. He's like, shoot. He's like, shoot. Does a couple flip kicks, jumps into a hole, uses the shield as a snowboard slider. And then we see the other 3 running out the temple. You see Jackie pop out a little hole in the side, and he slides down.
Making them maneuvers, man.
Yeah, he's like, snowboarding is not as much fun without snow.
So when he makes his maneuver out of there, we see like 2 groups of people watching him and watching the shield, and they basically say, follow him.
Yeah, so these are our intros
to The Dark Hand in Section 13 with one side Valmont and the crew, and the other side Captain Black.
Yep.
So right after that, we get our opening.
Yep.
Fun vibes with a kick beat that goes from animation to live action. I've always loved this opening, man.
Yeah, this always.
This opening is so good. It's one of those up there that's non-skippable for me. I just let that shit ride out.
It's very Jackie Chan.
It shows you the skills of Jackie going around and the comedy of Jackie too.
Yeah, I was like, this is perfect.
Yo, if this was so perfect in the height of time where everybody was just loving Jackie Chan for him being the no stunt double guy and doing the stunts himself and stuff like that, this was a time where he just hopped on it and he could show himself being a superhero.
Yeah, so the opening it fits, it works.
We get into the episode now.
Yep. So at this point we see an antique store, and then we see pictures of Jackie, and then we see Jackie.
Yeah, he's training in Wing Chun in the house on his training dummy.
Yep. And then we see a bell ringing. Ding, 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 ding. And then we get our first intro to Uncle. Right? So he goes out, Jackie downstairs. He's telling him, he's like, Jackie, come give Uncle a hug. So Jackie comes down, thinking he gonna get a hug. He gets smacked
for his money, for not making coffee.
Yep. He's like, Uncle's like, coffee is the only thing keeping this old heart going. Yep. He's like, you want to kill Uncle?
Shit, niggas understand that now.
Right? He's like, no, then you make coffee. So Jackie's like, okay, and then here come Uncle. One more thing.
First, one more thing.
He's like, you received a call from the university. They want you to translate parchments. Yes. Jackie's like, okay. Uncle's like, one more thing. Mm-hmm. He's like, I can't read these inscriptions. He's like, they're old writing, and I gotta go pull out my old books. Yep. And Jackie's like, all right, cool. And Uncle's like, one more thing. All right. She's like, this is Jade, your niece.
She's like, I got a niece?
She's like, she will live with you for a year. Yeah. Jackie's like, okay. He's like, oh, hold on, what?
Yeah, he said this is from his cousin Shin. Which, honestly, on the concept of all that shit is so wild. You just drop your kid off to your fucking cousin for a whole year, don't say nothing.
Right? No, but Uncle answered that. He's like, he did not want to bother you.
That's fucked up. So you don't think me having a child for a year gonna bother me, my guy?
Oh, man.
I gotta feed this whole other picnic for a year? Damn.
Yeah, the Uncle was like, yo, you get acquainted while I do my work. I'm like, yeah.
Nigga said I didn't even know my my cousin had a kid, and then this kid looks 10. What the fuck?
Uncle like, this your problem now.
Actually, it's our problem, bro.
Uncle's like, this is your problem.
You live here too.
Right, so we get our intro to Jade, and Jackie introduces himself. Jade just looking at him, and then Jackie's like, you don't speak no English, so he starts talking to her in Chinese. And then the door opens, right?
We got the random men, aka the Dark Hand, pull up.
Yep, so here we get our intro to Finn, Ratso, and Chow.
Yeah, Chow. That's who I was trying to remember the whole time. I always remember Finn and Ratso. Chow is always in the back of my mind, but I'm never too sure. I'm like, Chow.
Yeah, and so they're inquiring about the shield. Yeah. And Jackie tells them basically he donated the shield to the university. And then so Chow and Code, they start messing up stuff. They start knocking over vases and stuff. Yep. And Jackie over here
impressively recovers them stuff.
Yep. And then after all the recovery, he just sits down in the chair. And then basically they tell him that you need to undonate that shield by tomorrow.
Coming in here with that hot stuff.
He's like, it'll be in your family's best interest. I'm like, ooh, oh, that's a threat.
So we got Uncle pulling up, and he asks if they bought anything, and Jackie says no, and Uncle calls him a bad salesman.
Yep, he's like, you're a terrible salesman. I'm like, no.
Like, damn, I gotta take care of the niece, then I gotta sell shit. Like, come on, bro.
Right? He's like, I was like, Uncle. And basically Jackie tells him, he's like, watch the girl and hide the shield. Yep. And Uncle's like, where am I gonna put a big shield? And then Uncle's like, where did I put the shield? I'm like, oh goodness. Poor Uncle. So at this point, Jackie starts following them, right?
Yeah, but like when he left Jade with Uncle and Jackie left, like if you look right in the corner, you see like Jade instantly disappear right after that.
Yeah, that's the recurring theme.
She literally fades out of shot. I'm like, oh hell no, damn, bitch.
Yeah, so at this point, Jackie's following the car. Looks like Cho peeps him. So they see him up there.
Bro, I said Jackie scales shit like Spider-Man.
For real.
Following the car from the rooftops, and then he ends up falling all the way down on the corner. Yo, Jackie got a healing factor. I got no joke in the bitch. Like, there's no way you land from all them top heights and you be okay making jokes and shit. And yeah. Spider-Man.
Listen, he was literally hopping down the pipe. The pipe came loose and it busted around the car. I'm like, oh boy.
He dropped on a hood of a car and just started busting jokes and started moving like it's nothing. Yep. Bro, you landed on a car.
He's like, oof. Made a big dent too.
You could just buff that out.
Right? They looked at him like, this mug.
Honestly, Jackie versus Spider-Man or quips and fights sound like a fun thing.
Oh, it would be. Yeah. So basically, they done ran Jackie into the gate. They tried to whoop him.
They tried to jump him. And that didn't work. He jumped all over the gate. He was like, yeah, there's a wall between us. You can't get to us. And then I don't know, these niggas started pulling out laser swords.
Yeah, he was like, ah, shoot.
But Jackie, being the old creative he is, my son got some windshield wipers.
And started smack.
He started beating their ass.
Right? They got over to the playground. He shooted all the kids away. He started beating them up on the playground.
Ain't nobody creative out here gonna whip your ass like a Jackie Chan, man.
Oh, for real, bro. For real.
He said he ain't want no problems while he giving you a 30-hit combo.
Yeah, for real. He whooped them good.
If you know Jackie Chan from any movie, when he says he don't want no problems, it's already too late.
Listen, I got Rush Hour vibes here.
Oh yeah, big time. This is the height of all that shit, so you already know.
And so yeah, Jackie's just whooping them, giving them hands and feet.
Yeah, and everything from the what was it, the swing set to the horsey bounce to the sand itself, like anything is a lethal weapon to my man.
Yeah, so basically Cho and company decide retreat is the best course of action.
I believe in that.
And then Jackie do all of that, and we see Jade, and then we see somebody spray something to Jackie, get knocked out, and we see it's Captain Black.
Yep. He said, "Oh, Augustus Black, I haven't seen you in so long. It's been like 6 years."
Yeah, when he wakes up, yeah. He's like, "Ooh, those guys must have really caught me and knocked me out." He's like, "No, Jackie, that was me."
Jackie, that was me. Oh, he's like, "I haven't seen you, no postcard, ain't hear from you in 6 years, and you just knocked me out? You are a bad friend."
He's like, "What the hell, Black?"
Side note, do you know the voice of Jackie is somebody familiar we know as well?
Really?
And I just found this out recent. Do you know the voice of Jackie? Cabbage Merchant from Avatar.
Get out of here.
Bro, I just realized and just found that out. I saw his, because I listened to the podcast and on his IMDb, only I saw that shit come out. I saw it said Jackie from Jackie Chan Adventure. I said, what? No wonder I'm so familiar with that voice saying, my cabbage. Now literally mix it together in your head. Jackie yelling, my cabbages.
Oh, man.
Bro, when I realized that, I sat there, I was like, holy shit. No wonder I'm so connected to this cabbage man.
Oh, man, that explains so much.
Get facts. Oh my god, when I hear him talk and make jokes and shit like that, I'm like, oh my god, it really is the Cabbage Man.
Dang, Jackie must be the reincarnated Cabbage Man. Oh,
honestly, man. It makes sense. He's doing local jobs and just trying to make money. He's an archaeologist here. He's a cabbage merchant trying to get by. Like, this shit's amazing. That voice actor's a goat.
Yeah,
that shit's crazy. But like he started talking all that shit. He was like, yo, Augustus Black ain't called me in no longer. He tried to knock me out and shit like that. You a bad friend. And then he walks into the phone booth. He's like, Augustus Black is like, Jackie. He trying to call uncle and shit like that. He goes into the payphone and it's actually a transport to section 13.
Right? He's like, did you Black was trying to tell him, Jackie, before you go in here? And then he gets downstairs. Like, he sees Augustus Black once he comes out the elevator. How you get down here? I took the stairs.
That's some bullshit. What? What stairs beats the elevator? Wait, what kind of visual illusion is that elevator, bro?
I don't know. He's like, look, I took the stairs.
So they're looking for the shield as well.
Yep, so then Augustus Black start explaining Section 13 and what they are. And he basically tells them, like, listen, they are an organization that fights against international crime. And then he starts giving them a little 411 on the Black Hand.
Yep. Dark Hand out here, the leader of Valmont. They supposedly connected to crimes around the world.
Yep.
So that's where, and here we go. My favorite character, Valmont says my goons ain't good enough, so I gotta bring in the big guns. My son Toru enters the building, baby. My son Big Toru out here giving sumo support out here, cause you ain't see that shit on TV that much.
Yeah, for real, son.
Man, my son Toru doing it for the big boys out here, boy.
Right, and so he's like, so you guys got beat by an archaeologist.
Man, when Toru pulled up and he squeezed Ben, Ratso, and Chu, man, he said, yo, I'm gonna get them out of here. I'm gonna handle it.
Yo, Chonko was like, did we mention he was wielding windshield wipers? Yeah.
This is why I love them three, because they make their comedy work so well.
Yep, and then here comes Toru, and Walmart just like,
yeah, shit.
He's like, all right, Toru, that's enough.
Fact. So that's where we start to hear the statue start speaking, and we find out the main boss behind this shit is Shendu. Yep. He talks about, yeah, you gonna send Toru, but let me send him with a little backup there, and he sends him to Shadowcon. So he introduced to the Shadowcon and Shendu. Right.
So like, yo, get Jackie Chan, give me the shield. Get me the shield. Nope. That's your mission. Get me the shield.
Yep. So we go back to section 13, and then in the midst of them talking and giving the information to Jackie, we see Jade coming in, flying in off a moped scooter and coming in to save Jackie. And then she's like, yo, come on, Jackie, we busting out of here. And Jackie like, you speak English?
Yo, Jackie.
That's the first thing that ran through Jackie's mind. Now, how you get here? What's going on? He like, you speak English?
Right, he been trying to talk to you this whole time. You don't speak English. So at this point,
I busted out the whole Mandarin on your ass. You ain't say shit.
Right? And at this point, they're just riding around the doggone facility in the scooter. Black looks annoyed.
All kinds of mischief. Black like, how a little girl how the fuck a little girl break through our defenses and find a secret organization? Like, what's going on?
Black probably annoyed because of how much paperwork he got to fill out.
Oh, big time, because what the fuck? But on top of that, we get Jade's personality of her being super sneaky, and she breaks down what happened, and she says how she got here, talking about she used the stairs as well. I'm like, nigga, what?
Right, so Jackie stops the car, and then Black sees her, he comes over to him, like, how many things am I holding up? And Jackie's like, ooh, fishes. And at this point, they got Jade, and Black asked her how she got in here, and she's like, the stairs. And then Jackie asked her, where you get the bite from? You could have been hurt.
Parent mode, Jackie.
And then basically Jade said, I snuck it out of the garage. She's like, listen, we're gonna blow this taco stand. I'm like, oh my goodness.
Yep. She went from 0 to 100 quick.
Right? And she asked Jackie, like, so we out of here? And Jackie's telling her, like, no, these people are my friends. She's like, so your friends knocked you out and kidnapped you? America is so cool. I'm like, oh, good.
Boy, you know what time this child is on true demon time now.
And then Black is looking around his people. He's like, you guys want to explain how security was penetrated by a child?
Yes.
And she's like, I'm not a child, I'm Jackie's niece. And then Black looks at her like, Jackie, I didn't know you had a niece. And Jackie like, joined the club.
I mean, Augustus, you ain't called in like 6 years. What the fuck you mean? Like, how was you supposed to know this? You don't call nobody.
Right? And then now she's talking to Jackie, and Jackie's talking to Jade, and Jade's probably like, no, my English might be not good enough. I'm like, oh, you gonna pull that card.
Oh, yeah. When he tried to give us some advice and shit like that, and she was like, yeah, my English not so good anymore.
Right? I'm like, oh, oop. boy. And so his phone rings. His uncle was like, Jackie. He's like, where are you? He's like, Jackie's like, I can't say. He's like, have you seen Jade? He's like, yeah, she's with me.
Side note, before we go further with the uncle, do you also know who voices Captain Black?
No, I do not.
Clancy Brown, aka Mr. Eugene Krabs.
Get the out of here.
When I started hearing the voice, I was like, that voice is so familiar. I've heard it in every kind of context because Clancy has one of those deep voices that I understand. I was like, yo, why Captain Black sound so familiar? And I'm like, that's Clancy, Mr. Krabs.
I can sort of hear it. Oh, goodness gracious.
Well,
I guess everybody got to start somewhere, so.
Yo, I love going back. This is one of those gems things where you go back in the old shows, you hear voice acting, go through everything. You like, damn, everybody really did have roles and everything.
Yeah, for real. Like I said, everybody starts somewhere, so.
Yep. So, yeah, back to Uncle's call.
Okay, so back to Uncle's call. He's telling him that, he found what the inscription on the shield means.
He says, shield not important.
Right? Yes. He's like, I found out what the inscription means. It's like, he was like, shield's not important. He's like, Uncle, everybody has been asking me about this shield the whole day.
Yeah, that is.
He's like, the inscription on the shield is incantation. It's very powerful magic. Yep. But the shield not important. Yep. He's like, what do you mean?
But in the midst of Jackie and Uncle going back and forth, we get another ring at the door. OD, Toru pull up and grab Uncle.
Yep.
He like, Jackie on the phone like, Uncle? Shit.
Yo, for real. And then we hit Toru on the phone. Like, yeah, I got your uncle. Bring me the shield.
Setting himself up already.
Yeah, for real. Yep. So he's like, He's like,
so Jackie gets ready to go off, and he leaves Jade, but he tells Captain Black to look after Jade. But you already know, like throughout this whole episode, if you notice, she be disappearing out of frame like a motherfucker. So like the second he told Captain Black to look after Jade, he turned around. He's like, yeah. So Jade be, what the fuck? Where she go?
He's like, all right, young lady. Oh, she ain't here.
Damn. And then Jackie in the midst of running, and then she already pulled up on Jackie.
Yo, for real, Jackie gets back to the house, and he's looking for the shield. He moves up. Well, I can't remember what it says off the top of my head. Goodness gracious. But Jade was there behind it.
He was moving a whole bunch of stuff, moving around and stuff, looking for the shield. And then out of nowhere, like, he looking around and stuff like that. Jade just pulls it out of a stack of paper.
And Jade had me cracking up because she's like, I want to help Uncle too. Uncle is my uncle too, I think.
Which made me laugh throughout the whole thing because I'm like, he's uncle, and then he gets noticed to his niece, and now he's Uncle Jackie, so it's uncle.
Right? Even Jay's confused, so at least we know we're not the only ones.
Shit, the writing room, they was like, calling him uncle because he's uncle, or because that is uncle. They're like, whatever.
Like, we're just gonna go with it. We'll figure it out later.
Yeah.
So at this point, Jackie is looking. Jade pulls something from under the pile, and he finds the shield. So now Jackie has his shield. He tells Jade to go back to her room. Jade big mad.
Ain't working.
Yeah.
No, that ain't gonna work anyway. But whatever.
Right. So at this point, Jackie goes to meet Toru, and guess who we see?
Jade.
And then Jackie, right? Jade pulls up, and Jackie again says, "You speak English?
Do you understand? Go to your room."
Listen, he's like, listen, you stay here, and I'm telling you, if you act up again, you on the first flight out of here back to Hong Kong.
At this point, I'm surprised they got her on the plane to go out to see Jackie in the first place. Where she be dipping and dodging and ducking out of everything? Shit, she would have been back at the home before her parents was.
No, for real. No, for real. So Jackie goes in, and then she says, I'm gonna stay here, scout on it. Then she like I'm a scout. I'm like, oh boy.
Exactly. She out here lying and dipping and dodging.
Yeah, for real. So then we see Toru, we see Uncle, and then we see Jackie with the shield.
Yep.
And then, so he's talking to Toru, he's like, give me the shield. And then we see Jade, and Jackie sees Jade, and they wink and nod, so you know something about to go down.
Yep.
Yeah, for real.
So Jackie ends up throwing the shield like a frisbee, and he throws it up high. Toru tries to jump in, and he misses it, so pretty much he's distracted. And then, Toru in his ever energetic ways, he turned around, he was like, oh, that's a bad choice, Chan.
Yep.
Say sayonara to your uncle.
And then he goes, punch out, shit.
Jade had already freed him, and they was already making the book. He like, fuck.
Right, but then here come the ShadowCon.
Yep, I know the ShadowCon done pulled up on Jackie.
Yeah, for real. And then Jackie got the shield. He's like, bring it on. I'm like, oh.
So jumping ensues, and to describe the ShadowCon, they like Foot Clan meet the putty, except they're not making noise.
Yeah, for real.
They're on a bumper. They on Jackie's bumper, jumping all off the house buildings, man. They hopping from building to building on that bitch.
Yeah, for real.
So in the midst of them chasing Jackie and shit like that. Toru, the sensible big nigga, decides to go down the elevator. And you see him in there with the house music going off.
Yo, it's so funny because Jackie's over here fighting the whole Shadow Clan. You see Toru with it, do.
Literally, he is fighting for his life. Toru having fun in the elevator.
Without a care in the world.
Not one bit. I love Toru.
Yo, for real.
So Jackie out here skidding off buildings. Jackie throwing the shield down and everything, trying to escape Shadow Khan and shit like that. He knows he's overmatched with the sheer volume of Shadow Khan. So he sees Jade and Uncle down there, and he throws them the shield. But like the second Jade gets the shield, she turns around and bam, Toru's already there. That elevator be working fast, and this big nigga be silent as hell.
Yo, for real. Yeah. Yo, so Jackie out here fighting the Shadow Khan, doing his flips and kicks. So he gets to a point where he's backed up to the edge of the building. He sees Jade and Uncle, so he chucks the shield down to them. They got it, but then guess who's there?
Toru.
Uncle trying to fight him.
Yep, Uncle said hit one combo, and he said, nah, that didn't work. All right, never mind.
Yeah, he's like, nah, this ain't it. And then Jade was like, here.
Yep. So they grabbed it off. So Toru grabbed it, and Shadow Khan said, my mission done. I'm out.
Yeah, and Jackie's like, man. Then all the Shadow Khan, they disappeared. He's like, all right, we done. Poof.
Yep. So in the midst of that, after everybody leaves, Black picks up Jackie and the family, and he apologized.
First he says, honest, it's just a research position.
Yeah.
Right? And then so Black Day was explaining that, they were after the shield, and then Uncle smacked him. Like, I told you, the shield is not important. It's like the talisman in the center. Yeah, it's like, that is where the magic lies.
Yeah, and then we get Black. He's like, yeah, magic, whatever.
Right? He's like, we'll look into it after we reclaim the talisman from the Dark Hand. And then Jade is like, don't need to.
Yeah, Jade's like, you mean this? And that's when everybody turned around and we was like, damn, Jade, you something else.
Yeah,
you something else, girl.
Yeah, for real. It's like, yep.
This next part had me dying.
Yes!
Fucking Toru presented the shield to Valmont and Shendu. And Shendu they looked at it and they was pissed. They was like, Toru, and then Toru looked up with the innocent face. He's like, what?
Yeah, he's like, look.
He's like, I did my mission. Y'all said bring the shield.
Y'all said bring the shield, so I brought the shield.
Toru with the most innocent face. I love Toru so much. Yo, that nigga with the most innocent face looked up. He's like, what? What'd I do?
Right? Yeah, for real.
I brought the shield. What the fuck? Y'all paid me to bring the shield. I brought the shield.
Yeah, for real.
I did my duties.
Yeah, for real.
If y'all wanted what was in the shield, y'all could have told a nigga.
Mm-hmm.
Gee, damn, son. Playing that could have saved some time on some talent.
Yeah, for real.
So yeah, that ends off, and then Uncle explains they got. So Uncle pretty much puts the layout of the first season. Pretty much, he explains they got the Rooster Talisman, and there are 11 more out there. And Black asks if he's with it, but Jade answers for Jackie if he's accepting the mission stuff.
Yep.
So the episode ends off on the things they like to do every time. They talk to live action Jackie. He gets a letter throughout all the kids throughout wherever they are, and they want to ask about. So this letter to the real life Jackie Chan, training like his character.
Mm-hmm.
This was by Adrian, age 11, and he asked him what inspires him to make this TV show. And Jackie answered he always wanted to be a cartoon because he loves cartoons, and he wants to be able to do unbelievable stuff for generations to watch. Which, I mean, obviously he did a good job because we're in 2023. Shit's on Prime, all the episodes, and that shit's still a bop. There's no bad time to watch the damn series. He was right, and this shit still holds up. And then we get our ending, which is Chan is the Man, played by Weezer, which is a low key super headed bop that they only saved for the first season.
Yeah,
that shit is fire. Chan, where's the talisman? Gotta find it now. You always do somehow. Yo, that shit's a bop.
Yo, for real.
Jackie did good. Jackie did good signing off on this series because everything working super well in the height of his popularity. Shit's gems. Shit's great. So, what's your final impression on this first episode?
Oh, I love this episode. Yo, listen, it was fun. The comedy was there. The action was there. The characters are characters that you could get invested in.
100%.
Everything just worked here.
Yeah, the show is exactly the right, like, as Jackie described it, it's a cartoon, and there's so much you could do in a cartoon. And it works so well because Jackie was like a otherworldly figure when it comes to the acting world. He was like an anomaly, doing amazing shit and just doing all stunts by himself. So you could just imagine him being in an animated setting where he practically is a superhero without superpowers. He's doing all this maneuvering, and he's he's kind of up there with Spider-Man because his quips are so funny and then he's so talented and shit like he does and he's scaling buildings and shit like that. This is right around where like the animated series of Spider-Man is pretty ending and shit like that, and it hits such perfectly with like Kids WB.
Yeah, for real.
This was literally Saturday morning cartoons.
At its height. Good stuff. Good quality Saturday morning cartoons.
I said this show is both funny and funny. Characters are random and interesting, but Jackie moves like a legit superhero, and so much going for cool items and depth for a culture show would definitely pull me to watch further. It's my first time watching. So with that, we could go into episode 2, The Power Within.
All right, so we get a recap of what happened in the previous episode.
Yep.
And then we go back to Voldemort.
Yeah, we open on Shendu talking to Valmont's roasting his henchmen.
Oh yeah, he's basically like, Valmont, are your men blind?
Shendu be talking high fire shit, man.
And Valmont looking, he's like, it would seem those possessed of sight may have taken note that the shield contains no talisman.
I get that, but y'all said to get the fucking shield. Y'all never said nothing about no fucking Yo, I would have been snapping.
I'd have felt the type of way too, because I'm like,
if I was told rule, I would have definitely been like, y'all can't be disrespecting me like that, because I didn't notice a mini part of the fucking shield that y'all said go get the shield.
Yep. If you just say go get the talisman, I wouldn't have had to carry this stupid shield all the way back here.
I'm not taking this from a fucking statue right now, my nigga.
and they already asking like, why is the boss taking guff for some statue? And they was like, yo, because the statue talking.
Yeah, the statue talking, and he talking about untold riches for Valmont if he accomplishes the mission. So Valmont's like, I ensures that there will be no more mistakes next time.
Right? He definitely was like, yeah, you'll have your talisman, and I'll make sure Jackie Chan never interferes again in the Dark Hands business. I'm like, ooh, okay. All right, bruh. So at this point, then we get the intro again. Good stuff. Good stuff as always.
Same vibes, definitely.
Right? So at this point, we're at a Chinese restaurant.
Yeah, I think it's House of Wu.
Yep.
Chinese. Jade upset because she like, damn, I just left China and now I'm eating Chinese. Come on, man.
Like, can I get some Tex-Mex?
That ass.
Like, I ain't mad though. She got a valid point.
I don't blame her. This is right.
And then so Uncle is starting to tell, like, she said the Rooster Talisman has enormous power, and Jade is like, what a dude. Jackie's like, manners, and we see the talisman starts to light up, and Uncle basically tells of the legend of the 12 talismans, how there's one for each animal in the Chinese zodiac, and how they've been spread to the 4 corners of the earth. And if anybody professes evil gets them, it's a problem. And so at this point, they're just talking. Uncle's giving the rundown. Jade's paying no attention. And then she's like, Jack, and then she's like, she's all hyped. She's like, yeah, if anybody come to get him, me and Jackie gonna smack him. I'm like,
Yo, the ancient art of book.
Right, and now she's asking Jackie to show her some moves, and Jackie's like, later, Jade.
Jade be hopping up and causing all this shenanigans. She causing the whole store in the restaurant talking violence.
Right, and then Uncle was basically, Jackie's like, do you really believe these myths, Uncle? And Uncle smacks her with the chopstick.
Yo, Jackie out here talking about myths, and Uncle like, yo, no, you not directing me.
Yeah, he's like, no, Jackie, what we not gonna do is this.
You not black. You not Catholic.
Yeah, and then we see Jade doing some moves in the open, and Jackie's like, not inside, Jade, and she does.
Cause a whole mess of that whole restaurant.
Yep.
Almost burns the place.
Yep. Uncle got souped. Tablecloth got on fire. Talisman went flying, a spoon and stuff like that. All kinds of stuff was going on in this here.
Talisman ends up in the soup.
Yep.
Jade out here apologizes. Jackie lays down some wisdom on her behavior.
Yep. He's like, basically, listen, I can't change you nothing until you get some discipline. You need to find that within yourself.
Jade said, all right, best get to eat. And Jade eats her food, but the talisman is in there, and she goes to slurp, and Jackie like, yo, calm down. You need to chew your food. She like, it's soup.
Yep.
Jade. The mere fact, it's the mere fact that the talisman just slipped by her throat. She ignored it. Nothing. I'm like, that's a rock, girl.
Wait, how you not notice that?
You ain't feel that shit going heavy down your throat, no esophagus, it just goes straight to the gullet? Damn,
right,
man.
and see that hole in the shield, that talisman is not small.
I know kids got like bottomless stomachs and shit like that, but goddamn, a rock going down your throat, you ain't feel that?
Right, that rock is at least that's a stone throw rock. So yeah, nah.
And that shit probably dirty.
Right, and
y'all ain't feel no dirt and grime go down your throat.
Yep. So basically, Jade, after she opens the fortune cookie, and the fortune cookie says, danger looms in the future, and Uncle's like, okay, we must be very cautious. And then Jackie's like, you listen to a cookie,
and then the men pull up from the dark hand on him. Should have listened to the fortune cookie.
And Uncle's like, never mock the cookie. Yep. And then like I said, yeah, the goons show up again.
Yep.
Chow and his crew, and the fight ensues.
Yup, they all fight. The Jackie handles them, and Uncle hands them they ass as well for a bit.
Yep. Yo, dumb people was like, nah. That was in the restaurant. They're like, nah, we out.
Of course, all bunch of fucking violence going down constantly.
Yep. Yo, so they scrapping. They are very, very heavy scrapping. Jackie, he's handling with ease though. Just making fools of them.
Yep, and he beats them out, and they get on the good foot and run. And then Jackie realizes the talisman is gone.
Yeah, and so he thinks they got the talisman, unaware that Jade ate it.
Yeah.
So I was like, he's like, oh, he looked down. Oh crap, they took it. They got it.
So Jackie got to chase after them, and once again he leaves Jade in the care of Uncle. And the moment Uncle turned around, Jade already gone. I'm like, this shit is getting crazy, man.
Yeah, bro, that shit was wild.
How many times is she just gonna disappear off frame, bruh?
Every time they go off frame, like, Jade, yeah.
This is definitely a running joke for a while.
No, for real. Yeah, for real. It's like, he looked, Uncle's like, hiya.
So after the goons get their ass whooped, they talking to Valmont about failing again, and he talks about their punishment.
And what kind of punishment did he give him?
Exactly. So in the means of that, they cut back to Val and Shendu. Shendu burns off a piece of his skin to deliver a locator. He was like, they probably gonna need some help finding these talismans and shit like that. So he gives them like a 4 dragon-headed locator that reveals where the location of the talisman.
Yeah, because he was like, listen, I saw what happened last time with Taru. I'm just getting him this.
Pretty much. So I mean, I don't know why you didn't give him that from the beginning.
So he gave to the shadow cards. He's like, listen, I ain't messing with Taru.
Listen. All their failures, I still blame on y'all because y'all being too like vague with y'all descriptions and shit.
Right,
so that's on y'all.
Trying to keep him out of the loop. I see what y'all doing.
So they got Shadowcon pulling up with the thing, and they chasing after. They pulling the radar and they chasing after. But Jackie be running around and they be chasing after Jackie. But then out of nowhere, like Jackie and Jade start splitting up, and then you notice them start to chase after Jade.
Yep, he's like Jackie, like, what's going on here? All right, so Jade's sneaking up behind Jackie, and the Shadowcon is sneaking up behind her. Jackie look around, he's like, nah, I don't see nobody. What's going on here? So he moves on. Then we see Jade, and then Shadowcon is this was a very Scooby-Doo-ish moment. And so at this point, Jade is going. Jackie grabs her. He said, let me go. It's like, oh, hi. And Jackie's like, yo, didn't I tell you not to follow me? Like, it's dangerous out here. And then Jackie is like, yo, Jade got his face to look, and then we see all the shadow cons. And then see Jade, he's like, CJ, dangerous. And so at this point, they start running. It's like, come on, let's go. We out of here. It's like, Jackie, not gonna fight them? He's like, no, I'm not fighting, not fight, but I can option to run.
Yeah, he on his flight or fight.
It's like, do not fight when you can run. So at this point, he's running, and then we see Taru again.
Taru just pop. Yo, Taru is silent and deadly, baby.
Yeah, I like Taru. They gave you a mission. I thought the shadow cars was here to live this way. So then Jackie said, okay, it's best that we split up because so the people will come after me. And then Jackie looks around like, ain't nobody coming after me. And then he see them going down. He's like, huh, where they going?
Jade finds a skateboard to flee, but it's mad fast.
Yeah, at this point, Jade's wondering why they're chasing her.
She going downhill, running through all that shit.
Yep. So she finds a skateboard in the helmet, conveniently, and then...
So, Shadowcon deadass jumped the truck to follow her.
Yo, they was on her ass.
Man, when they got a mission, they here for the mission specifically, and when the mission done, they out.
Yep.
So Jackie being the innovator of himself, he takes a cart.
Yeah, because them shadow cons, they're looking, they're like, oh, she on wheels, so okay, we gonna hop on this truck, y'all.
Yeah, Jackie hop on a cart.
Yeah, Jackie's like, oh shoot, I ain't running to catching this thing, so phew.
They all flying downtown all around.
Yeah, so Jade's on the skateboard. Jackie, the truck is right behind them, and here comes Jackie behind the truck.
Jackie gets on the truck, jump his ass.
Yep, Jade over here hopping over trucks and cars, and
they all making the maneuver.
Jackie over here jumping cars now at this point, and they hop on the truck, which happens to be the same truck the Shadowcon's on.
Yep. So they get to mix and match, and Jackie starts to give hands, and they end up dropping the radar. Toru got it.
Yep, and mind you, the truck driver was oblivious to all of this going on.
Oh, yeah.
He's just vibing out, doing his drive.
He's having a wonderful day.
Yep. Yeah, for real. So they going, now they hitting the highway, about to go over the bridge, and Jade, she can't stop, knocks over the work ahead sign. She's going. Jackie's still fighting the Shadowcons, and then Jade does a little ollie, and skateboard goes in the river, but Jade's floating in the air.
Yep, carries herself pretty much.
Yep, and then grabs onto a nearby pillar. And so at this point, the driver finally sees what's going on his truck. And he hard stops and bangs into the bridge, sends everybody, basically Jackie and the Shadowcons, flying off the bridge. Yep. And then we see Jackie with all the Shadowcons holding on for dear life.
They like, we dragging you down shit.
Right? One pull up and Jackie like, yo, no cutting the line. So Jackie hanging on, they stepping on him and they try to grab him. They grab and all the rest of the Shadowcons, they fall to the water and they glide away. Yep. And Toru, as always, taking his sweet time, just walking around, not a care in the world.
Nope.
No fucks given.
Shit, take your fucking time, Toru.
So then Jade tries to chuck Jackie a rope, and the Shadow Clown's like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Shadow Clown stepping all over Jackie. And Jackie's asking him, like, yo, what do you want with the girl? Of course, Shadow Clown's ain't answering nothing.
Nope.
Like, we got one mission to get the talisman. We ain't talking to you. You ain't part of the mission. Like, eliminating you is not part of the mission.
Not at all.
So at this point, Jackie gets up, and then Shadow Clown got followed behind him. Once Jackie gets up, Jade puts the rope and the barrel holding the rope over, and Shadow Clown man fall right in the water. Yep. So it slipped for him. And so now Jade is telling Jackie what happened. He's like, yo, I went off the bridge, but I was floating in the air, and he's like, I can fly, and Jackie, he ain't capping none of this. He's like, nah, this ain't this.
Like,
this.
I don't got time for your imagination.
Right? He's like, the Dark Hand is after you, and I want to know why. And then here comes Toru. Hit Jackie with a yep. And then basically Jade is like, you guys have the talisman. I don't got it. Don't y'all?
Pulls up the radar and be like, oh, no, that's Cap.
Right, and so now we see Toru talking to Valdemar, and he's like, listen, the girl says she does not have it, but the Protector says it's there.
So he snatched up Jade, and they at this point, they talking it over, and it was like, oh, if she don't have it on her, they realized she must have ate it. Yep. So they said, get it by any means necessary, and to eliminate Jackie.
Yeah, and then we see Jade. Then we see Jade and Jackie, and man, I cracked up at this so hard, because I was like, oh, this is Adam Cole and Britt Baker. I'm like, oh man.
I mean, the way Toru pulled up with that sword, and she was like, what you doing with that big fella?
Yeah. Jackie handcuffed, he tried to get out. He's like, yo. He's like, yeah, bruh.
At that point, that's when they start to realize that Jade had.
Mm-hmm.
So they was basically having Jade. They was like, yo, Jade, they want Jade to try and use her magic. And then instead of flying off, she ends up lifting everything in the room.
Yep. And Jackie's like, you can you can move things with your mind.
Basically got that levitation powers.
Well, he's like, oh my stomach. So at this point, she's lifting stuff up. She's like, come on, Toru, come on with the sword. And he's like, yo, what are you doing? And the next thing we see the thing the box unhooks the top, and it falls on Toru and knocks him out.
Yep. So she magically pulls up the blade, cuts herself free. They escape as the Dark Hand comes in right after.
Right? Oh, poor Toru.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was.
So they go after them, and her levitation powers are a bit much for the Dark Hand. As Jackie grabs some damn fish and to use against the assailants and start busting their ass.
Yep, and don't forget our buddies Chow and Co are here too.
Yep. So they run, but Toru chases them, and then it ends up being Jackie versus Toru.
And Toru, man, the way Toru popped, was like, I hate fish. I'm like, son already big man now. He's like, you already got me in these fish, man. And he's like, you know what? It's on now. Yep. He's like, now I'm motivated to get you. So at this point, like you said, Toru's going after Jackie, and we have all our good action.
Jackie out here dodging, and he climbs up and gets thrown. Jade tries to like work with her powers, try to help Jackie out, but that shit not going right because she spilled fish, and it ends up Toru slipping, but he slams straight into Jackie.
Yeah, it's like, oh boy.
Jade tries to take him out with a swordfish, but that don't work. And then it almost stabs up Jackie. Jackie tells Jade to back off.
Yeah, he's like, no.
Stop helping.
You're not helping. Stop.
Jade then ends up levitating through and lets go, and homie falls through like 4 floors of ground.
Yo. Jade is like, he's big. I can't hold him much longer. And he goes falling through mad floors.
4 floors straight into the water.
Right? And sun went right back into the river. I was like, oh.
The way how they got total, and the way how they
yeah, for real. And so I was like, they don't pay me enough for this.
Oh, facts. They lied on me. I'm getting levitated out my boots and shit like that. It's some bullshit.
Look, I ain't signed up for all this.
Better have a good plan, good health plan. So Jackie So we're off to section 13, and Jackie talks to Black at section 13, and he don't believe in none of the magic that's going down.
Right. But then he's like, all my stuff, how'd you get? And then they go into a room, and Jackie's like, all my stuff, how'd you get here? Yep. It's like it's safe, and Black is like, it's safe for you inside of section 13.
Yeah, Black Jackie to section 13, but Uncle ain't moving. He ain't moving out his shop.
Yeah, Uncle ain't doing it, bro.
Nope. And then in the midst of that, they got Jade coming out, and they just pumped her stomach from the talisman.
And Uncle was like, he's like, Black's like, I tried to talk to him. Uncle was stubborn. He's talking about something about feng shui, and he's like, Uncle is very stubborn. Yeah, Uncle ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, Uncle is not going nowhere. And yeah, like I said, they pumped Jade's stomach, and then basically Jackie asks what about Jade, and then they point to all the Jade stuff.
Jade is now with Jack Lace in Section 13.
And then the first thing Jade asks, am I a secret agent? And they both say no.
And that's the end of the episode. We get our live question with Jackie again. This is Eric, age 11. He asks, why do you do your own stunts in movies? And live action Jackie answered, he always wanted to do his own stunt because he likes it and he saw all them others doing it, and all the other people doing it with stunts and stunt actors and stuff like that. He said that looked like crap.
Yep, Jackie like, I'm gonna do my own stuff.
Yep. I'm gonna be my own man and be different and shit.
Like, I want to be me.
Yep, he was him. So the ending theme happened, the same vibes and that off episode. What's your final impression on episode 2 and the series as a whole?
Just like back then and now, I'm still with it. It was always funny. I always enjoyed this.
Yep.
It's nice to come back to it. So, of course, if this is my first time watching, I would have kept going just like I did the first go around. So this gets a thumbs up from me.
Big time.
Goes in the approval column.
Definitely. I said this episode falls up to get into the magic and the wackiness story. It's always fun and funny and always good to get in. I would recommend this show as always a good binge show to enjoy for all the fun stuff that comes with it and just going on further. It's always a gem. So big ups to that.
Yeah, for real.
That's great. Our close book on Jackie Chan adventures for this week. And for the preview, our next review episode, the next time you have us on, we will be also getting into some comfy couch shenanigans with our special guest number 8, a long-time guest, somebody who's always in the back of the podcast support and setting us up for bigger things. We gotta send shout out to Peter, Sentai Fountain of Knowledge, finally hitting the posted podcast side. He's gonna pull up. We're doing Ben 10 Omniverse, the special. We're doing season 6, episode 1 and 2.
All right, now that's what's up. Okay, Ben 10.
So we're gonna have Sentai up. Okay. Right. So we got an email set up at blerdbynature@gmail.com, Facebookgram at Blerd By Nature, Twitter at Blerd By Nature. Nature spelled Naure. Co-host, hit us with the YouTube.
You can find us on YouTube by searching for Blerd By Nature Podcast.
Yes, the podcast is circulating all around. Amazon Music pop up and every podcast platform out here. Still working to post out later. Check out all the we have prior. Co-host, any last before I hit the outro.
One more thing.
More thing.
Uncle forgot. Hit us with the outro.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us today from Black Thoughts and Nerd Power. This is Nicholas, Mr. Go With The Flow.
And this is the man with the plan, Maurice.
And this was another edition of the Blerd By Nature podcast.
Thank you, everyone, for listening. And until next time, peace.
Treat digestion well.